Hello, friends and family. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me today with this special live session, Tea with Dr. Tim. And I want to thank our viewers, consistent followers and viewers, subscribers as well. Appreciate you so much. We see your support and your cheering. And these are helping us to see that what we're doing is actually meeting certain needs, and we should keep doing what we're doing, helping us to add more value to your individual lives and businesses and families. Now, it's important to note here that we made a change to the time because from the algorithm and the feedbacks we've gotten, we realized that many of our viewers are from the US and from Asia. And due to time zone, we've had some feedbacks that the earlier time we used to have our tea with Dr. Tim isn't convenient. So we have responded to that by adjusting the time to this time, 2 p.m. West African time. However, we're still very open to adjusting to whatever time suits you. We are here to serve you, and as much as possible, my team and I are doing our very best to ensure that you keep finding value for your time that you spend here. And if you're a new viewer here on this live session and you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, what are you waiting for? This is a place where you come, you find value on personal development, purpose-driven life, how to recalibrate, renew your mind, and then overcome limiting beliefs and habits, and then becoming a better possible version of yourself. So please do subscribe to our channel, and then if you're subscribed and you haven't hit the notification bell, kindly do so that you can have notification each time we upload valuable content. And we hope God blesses you, which He always does. Today, I will be talking to you still on the series of purpose. And just to mention, we're having a webinar on Saturday and Sunday. And we're quite open. If you're available on Saturday, kindly join us. If it is Sunday that suits you, that's why we decided to leave the door open for either days. And it's free, but the registration is actually compulsory. So there is a link that will be shared on the screen at the comment section and the description. Kindly click on it and register so that you'll be eligible and able to join us on that day for the webinar. There I will be unpacking and sharing a lot more, just to let you know how much what we're doing is actually getting some tractions and recognition. Just days ago, was it yesterday now, prior to our team's meeting in the office, I was trying to work on some things on ChatGPT, and then so I typed in there, could you let me know some things about a particular area of what I do? So I typed it there, and I was pleasantly surprised when I realized that this live session, Tea with Dr. Tim, popped up as part of what the algorithm is gathering up and picking together about me. So that means that we're actually doing something right here, and it means we're actually up to something really huge. So please join us in this extremely positive bandwagon as we head somewhere. So today I will be talking to you, still on this journey of finding purpose, on purpose in hiddenness. The subject I'm talking to you about today is not really for everybody, but the cut out selected few will certainly find value. And if this relates and connects with and to you, you will find value in today's session. Purpose in hiddenness. Let's talk. Have you found yourself to be unloved, unknown, unsought? The environment you find yourself psychologically and physically, you know in your heart that you're more than this. You know that you can be more than this. You can do more than this. But you're wondering, why am I still here? Why do I still find myself with these limitations, these circumstances? There is a purpose. There is a reason. And I'll be sharing with you within the next couple of minutes the purpose of hiddenness. It's not for your hurt. It's for your good. And you want to avoid rushing out of it, speeding the process up, because there's a reason. And if you find purpose in it, at a time when you are blown out, when you are out there, fulfilling your purpose to the maximum, to the brim, you will not be that unripe fruit that people will eat, experience, and then you're sour. Sometimes God keeps us hidden to protect us. You don't want to find yourself on a stage that you are half dressed. You don't want to find yourself speaking to a set of people, a group of people, when you are not ready, when you are not prepared. You don't want to speak in a place where you have just prepared to read from your script and you got on stage only to realize that you forgot your script at home. You don't want life to happen to you like that. And that's why sometimes this is very important. Purpose in hiddenness. And I'll just quickly use the example of two people. As a person of faith, I'm not apologetic to talk about my faith even in a social platform like this. When I'm talking about purpose, what my business does, purpose, people finding their essence and reason for life. And I'll take a clue from two people. Now, this first young boy, he was unsought, unknown. When they needed to talk about some very important, consequential matters in the family, he wasn't present. Rather, he wasn't even invited there. He was left to be in the farm, doing the routine job, doing the menial job, the dirty job, the job you don't really need any skill for. And he was left there by himself. Now, while he was there, hidden, would you believe, in his hiddenness, he learned resourcefulness. How do you say somebody is resourceful? The simple definition I give to resourcefulness is using what you have to get what you want. That simple definition of resourcefulness. Are you this type in your workplace, in the family, as a wife, or as a professional, as an entrepreneur? Once there's a little challenge, there's a little shortage of funds, or you are short-staffed, or you don't have sufficient time to deliver on the timeline your manager or boss has given to you, you begin to throw tantrums here and there. You begin to misbehave, you change your face, you begin to grumble and do different things that do not align with the goal you're trying to achieve. You might need to look at your level of resourcefulness, using what you have to achieve what you need. This young boy, this young man learned resourcefulness right there. Number two, proactiveness. These are some of the things, if you sit back, looking at hiddenness, while you're trying to fulfill purpose, and it's as though you are not known, you're unsought, and appears you're unloved, you might want to learn some level of proactiveness, where you do not wait to be told to do things until you do them. You see, purpose sometimes, in fact many times, puts us in a place of capacity to deliver some things, to do some things. But if you are not proactive and you're only reactive, you let things happen before you do what you're meant to do, things will spoil. And you might spoil some very expensive things, losing some opportunities that you may never get for the rest of your life. He learned courage, boldness, taking initiative, time management, people management. emotional intelligence. In the farm there where he was taking care of the sheep, he didn't see the sheep as just mere animals that did not have soul. He didn't see the sheep as things that would just be killed today, or that were born yesterday, killed today and no soul, they are all gone. He saw those things like humans. He communicated with them. He talked to them, not at them. He distributed them and then put them in different groups and teams. And when they felt threatened, and he saw it as well, he went after the threat, risking his own life. Right there and then, he developed leadership ability, selflessness, sacrifice, and many more. His name, David. He also learned humility, not fronting yourself and pushing yourself forward. He also learned marketing, selling yourself, being able to sell what you have to somebody who needs it. I'll begin to talk about bit by bit some of these skills. I won't have the time to talk about all of them, but let me just talk bit by bit about some of these attributes about David I just mentioned. Think about it. When he was brought to Saul, the king, when he was brought to the king to sell himself, remember, this did not happen in the palace. This did not happen in a peaceful moment. In fact, their enemy had been threatening them for about 40 days. And everybody was hiding his or her face. His face. Actually, there were men there. They were hiding their faces. They could not confront their enemy. So it wasn't a peaceful time. It wasn't a good time. Business was in chaos. They were losing. And their lives were at the line. And that was when this guy came to make proposal. This was when he came to prospect. Now how would you handle a situation where you are meant to go and propose your business, sell yourself to an executive whose business is at the brink of bankruptcy, whose marriage is going off, whose son is sick? The man is disorientated and distracted. He's not himself. I want to come and sell something to him. Perhaps you're coming to sell something he needs. How would you sell that to him within a short time? I was in a speaking engagement some time ago, and one of the activities I gave, that was back in Africa somewhere, and one of the activities I introduced my session with was, how would you manage this opportunity if you got on the lift to 10th floor, 15th floor, 20th floor of a particular building, and as you stepped in, the gentleman you met in there was the richest man in Africa. And you had just a few seconds, maybe 10, 15, 20 seconds right there in that lift with him. How would you sell yourself to him? To the point where he'll be willing and impressed about you to give you his card. He wants to meet with you, wants to talk further, he wants to continue that conversation with you. How would you use that time? That was this. And bear in mind, this man, maybe you've read it in the papers, you've seen it in the news, that his business is crashing. He's losing money in one of his biggest investments, and you have a solution to that problem. How would you sell yourself to him within that short time? That was the position this guy was. He needed to sell himself to the king that he could solve that problem. Remember, he was unknown, he was unsought, he was unloved. Even his brothers, who could have recommended him, said, "What are you doing here? I know you're a pocknoser, you are kind of nosy." Possibly some people must have heard all of those bad comments about him from his brother. And they were like, if his family members would not recommend him, I don't think I would want to recommend him. But still, in that adverse situation, he was able to find a way to still sell himself to somebody or some people who could recommend him to the king, to the decision maker. Now that brings me to the second part. How he was able to find opportunity even in that adverse situation, knowing who has the key to the door. How did he know who he could speak to, who could take him to the king? These are some of the lessons you will learn in purpose, in hiddenness. Don't rush through that process. Don't get angry going through that process. Don't get bitter going through that process. Let that fire refine you So that when you come out, you are an entirely different human being. Because of my time, let me talk about the second person. Now, this one, in my perception, in my thoughts, I think I find out this one to be a more controversial human being in his family. He was not just unsought, unknown. He was mostly unloved. And his hatred had some mixture, some concoction of contempt with it. So he was not just, we don't want to see you, we want to kill you. And he had this humility. He had this team spirit. Now, among other things he learned, when he was sold, he got somewhere where he had this energy around him that even a manager who had not done so much background checks on him could see somebody who had some energy that emits unity, team spirit, proper management. And then he gave him some higher responsibilities. He had some core values that you could not overlook. He was industrious. He was hardworking. He was not lazy. He was not lackadaisical. He was not indulgent. He was up and doing. And I want to ask my contemporaries in the 21st century, my age mates, in this century, how much time of yours does social media, this company for such a longer time, or you're a pastor, you feel that I should be a parish pastor, I should be a regional pastor, I should be a zonal pastor, I should be doing way much more. I should be doing way much more. But then all these years being here, I'm just being given just this small group to manage. Just this one person in the office that reports to me. When those who came after me, look at them, they are now regional heads. They are now branch heads. They are now controlling certain resources. And I'm just there doing just one thing or two things. You want to look at yourself that even that one thing you're given to do, how well are you doing it? Even that one person who works with you, don't you have troubles, issues, fights over and over again? And it's just one thing you're told to do and you're having that issue. How would you now perform well if given way much more? Well, this young man was sent to prison for what he knew nothing about. You see, a fish does not struggle to swim. A bird does not impress to fly. Let that thing go through you. Let that process refine you. Don't try to jump the gun. Don't try to go ahead of your time. Be yourself. Do what you are called out to do. The little thing you've been told to do, do it well and leverage it with excellence. Right there in the prison, who he was still showed up. He was in his natural habitat. That was just who he was. He was not doing it to impress his boss who put him in prison. He wasn't doing that to impress the head of the prison, the warder. He wasn't doing that to maybe one day my brothers will hear about me. He was not doing that for anybody. That was who he was. And of course, as a natural self, he told the young man, when you find peace, when you find position, don't forget me. Somehow, somewhere, all of this management skill, managing resources, resourcefulness, humility, team spirit, proactiveness, all of these things that circumstances and hiddenness are teaching you, you better learn them. Because if you jump the gun and maybe you're not out there, and some of these little things, you're not able to manage people, confrontation, abuse, blackmail, you react, you can't handle them, then you might be cut short before your time. So look back. Does it appear as though you are worth more than you are doing? It might appear as though you are hidden. And you think I should be more than this. I should touch lives more than I'm touching. I should impact more people than I'm doing. You want to find out in that hiddenness, what is it teaching you? And I'll close with this. This appears to be my most recent and my latest quote ever. And that is this. Some of us are made for the stage. Some are made to build the stage. Others are actually made to be backstage. Where do you belong? So find purpose. And just as an addendum, if you're made to build the stage, but you're insisting to be on stage. Remember, the attire to build the stage is not same to be on stage. If you're putting on an overall which is meant to build the stage, and you want to find yourself on stage, you find yourself embarrassed, disgraced, because you are not properly dressed for the occasion. And if you're meant to be backstaged and you want to build the stage, you will cause conflict. You will cause chaos and fight. Find your purpose and stick to it. I'm Dr. Tim Atimoe. I hope you found this session helpful and useful, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Be well.